Alice Friedman.
I'm Ramon Ray. Thanks for watching. Ignition is a weekly show where we help you understand your most complex or simple sales and marketing questions. And as I said, I'm Ramon Ray with Infusionsoft. And Alice, tell me, how can people reach us on the Ignition show?
As always, you can email us at blog@infusionsoft.com.
Awesome. So what is our amazing question of the day?
Our amazing question comes from Claire. I love to cook, so I started a catering business 2 years ago. It's been doing well, and I get all of my business from referrals. But of course I want it to grow, and that means I need to get it out there and find clients who aren't referrals. But sales just does not come naturally to me. I do not like asking for the sale. I took a sales course and hated it. It felt so unnatural and disingenuous. But at the same time, I know I have to get over some of that. So how do I get out there to make sales while still feeling genuine?
Wow, and that is a great question. I think for many small business owners, Alice, sales asking for somebody's money can be scary. They don't know how to do it, or they're just freaked out by it. Thankfully, we don't have to talk about that today. We don't have to answer the question. We have with us today an expert on that, Wes Schaefer, who's a sales expert, an author, a consultant, all around kind of like a ninja of sales.
Around.
Wes, thanks for coming to the Ignition Show.
Hey, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
All right, so Wes, where would you get started with Claire's question?
Oh, where would we get started? You know, I wish Claire had taken my class, but anyway, she did not. But I have a saying that there are two types of sales, the easy ones and those you don't get, okay? And related to that, I have a four-part statement, if you will, on selling. I believe that selling is a calling, serving is its purpose, questioning is the process, and a sale may be the solution. And so what I mean by that, when you break it down, you know, selling is a calling. Now, so in her case, cooking is a calling, right? So enjoy doing what you do, but serving, in her case, she's literally serving, right, in the form of cooking. But questioning is the process, and that's where everybody, they think they have to have the gift of gab, and that's totally wrong. It's just like going to the doctor. If the doctor just walked in and gave you a prescription without speaking to you, you would question that prescription, right?
Absolutely.
But just like in the doctor, a sale may be the solution. That doctor may sell some antibiotics to you. They may sell you on going to the ER and having surgery. They don't care either way when you come in because they don't know your situation. So they ask questions, they ascertain the true problem, and then they make the correct diagnosis based on what they discovered from that process. So in Claire's case, if she would just engage people, you know, and so she's talking about catering. So, I mean, we could pick, I don't know what, a graduation party for catering, and just don't sell somebody because a sale may be the solution, right? So just talking about, hey, do you have kids? Yeah, I have a senior in high school. Fantastic. You know, what's the graduation date? Do you have any plans? You know, do you have family coming in? Are you going to throw a big party? And just through their dialogue, oh yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm going to throw a party, and they want to have a party. I hate throwing a party. Why do you hate throwing a party? And if they bring up food, then it opens the door. Say, would you be open to some ideas, you know, around making it more enjoyable, more pleasurable? And then when you ask that question, then they kind of perk up. I would love some ideas. Why would they love some ideas? Because that person just told Claire, I hate the idea of throwing a party. Okay. Now, if that person said, oh, we got it all knocked out. My brother's a chef. He's flying in from New York just for this. Okay. There's no sale there. Don't talk about it. Don't force it. Don't push it. And move on. Right? It really is that simple.
So for someone who maybe has trouble getting over that hump of engaging with people, because as an introvert, I know that that's a real hurdle to overcome. Like, how can you get yourself in that space of knowing, like, yes, I'm just trying to engage, but also I still have this end goal in mind of seeing if I can make a sale?
Well, there's so many things, right? At the end of the day, you do have to get out and talk to people. You have to put yourself out there, and that's where entrepreneurs get in trouble, like the E-Myth, right? Michael Gerber. So many people are a technician. They are a doer of the thing, and then they realize, oh my gosh, I have to sell and market myself.
Which most small businesses, in fairness, would be, because we're in this world, and we are a carpenter or a chair maker, whatever. Continue.
Right. But you've got to put yourself out there. And that's why I say selling is a calling, serving is its purpose. So do you truly believe as a cook, as a caterer, that you can produce and provide the best experience for the people in your marketplace? And if you truly can, right, because there are disaster stories of weddings, of graduation parties, of what have you. And if you can prevent those disasters from happening, then you owe it to yourself, you owe it to the marketplace to put yourself out there. So it doesn't mean, you're swinging from a chandelier to try to get attention, but you're putting yourself in a situation, even if it's just networking events, Chamber of Commerce events, whatever, but you do have to put yourself out there in some way. Excuse me, but when you realize you're not out there pitching, you're just asking questions. Hey, what do you do? Hey, what do you do? And you turn it around and say, I create, memorable dining experiences. What do you do? And just turn it right back around. And because the idea, you want them to say, whoa, 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 go back. What do you mean you create memorable dining experiences? And so when that person asks that question, you have now been invited. They're asking you to tell them more. If they don't ask more, then move on. Talk about the weather, talk about sports, talk about the kids. There's no pressure there to push because they're not interested. And in a networking situation, you truly need to learn how to move on to the next. If you don't ask me what I mean by creating memorable dining experiences, hey, Ellis, great to meet you. Have a wonderful event. I look forward to catching up with you later. Excuse me 1 minute and go meet the next person.
I don't want to turn this discussion, Wes, into one about networking, which is a whole other topic.
Yes.
But can you talk about the aspects of how do you bridge the gap between being into sales and networking briefly? Meaning, good networkers, we're told, are interested in other people, and et cetera.
Yep.
And I've sensed that with people. Hey, Ramon, asking the question, they stop and move on, which is okay. But how do you bridge that gap between sales, but also being a good networker, that you're not seen like a shark? You're at an event and just trying to, they're not interested, moving on. If that makes sense.
Well, it's still, look, if you're at a networking event,
right.
Okay, the idea is to meet multiple people.
Got it, right.
Okay, and too many people fall into the situation where they'll hide in a corner, or they're just there, they'll grab their food and their little glass of wine and they'll sit in the corner, or they'll find one person that has something in common, they'll latch onto them like you're saving my life out in the ocean. Right. And that's not why you're there. So it doesn't mean you don't have to be a shark, right? But you just have to learn how to politely, excuse yourself, say, hey, it's fantastic meeting you. Excuse me, and I look forward to seeing you again. And just politely excuse yourself and move to the next person.
Do you find that this shyness from sales is about money, or is it about more fear of rejection?
Both. Most people are uncomfortable with money. We grow up thinking money is dirty. If I say money is the root of all what?
Evil.
Right, but the Bible says the love of money is the root of all evil. Right? But everybody thinks money. So we think money is evil. How much money did your parents make when you were a kid, right? We don't know. How much did their car payment cost? You don't need to worry yourself about that. Even today, we go out with people and, I'll pick up the tab. We kind of hide when we sign the receipt. We don't want people to know how much money we just spent on dinner. So we think money is dirty or evil. And money is just a convenient medium of exchange. Okay, so once you get comfortable with money, then you don't have to have that anxiety about, if you charge $3,000 and that's what you need to make for a catering gig, don't feel bad about it. Not everybody can afford it. But the other part is, yes, fear of rejection. I say choose who to lose. Have your
choose who to lose.
Choose who to lose. Okay.
Ramon likes that.
Yeah, I do. I like it.
If your minimum catering job is $3,000, and you meet the Ellises of the world at $500 for my kid's party, okay. I mean, if that's all you can spend, it's like, hey, would you like a referral? Would you like some ideas? So at that point, maybe have a PDF, have a free report. Hey, I've got some resources on how to throw a great party for under $750.
Well, Wes, thank you so much for being here and for sharing your secrets of selling.
Absolutely. And you truly have shown that you know about sales. I've learned a lot today, so thank you very much.
Hey, my pleasure.
Great. So I'm Ramon Ray. Thank you very much for watching Ignition. And Ellis, how can people send in their information about the show and things of that nature?
If you have a question, you can email us at blog@infusionsoft.com.
Thanks for watching.
Love Ignition? Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
And don't forget to check out our resources section.
That's a Space Needle.
Cool.
Yeah. Sort of.
A needle of space.
I mean, the top looks like a needle.
That is true. Or corn on the cob.